Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. In this week's episode, we are testing out a few new cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. First, as you can see, Stingerback Terror with the new plot mechanic, allowing us to exile it from our hand for 3 mana and cast it for without paying its mana cost on a later turn at sorcery speed. There's a Saga. Bone card. Okay. We see another new, well, not new card, a reprint from Outlaws of Thunder Junction and Terror of the Peaks. And that's going to synergize nicely with Stingerback Terror if we play it right. So the idea here that we get to resolve Terror of the Peaks with more or less empty-handed, and then we play Stingerback for without paying its mana cost the same turn and hit our opponent for 7. Hopefully we've chipped in some damage with a variety of other things like Bone Crusher Giant, Ragavan, maybe a Fable the Mirror Breaker token. Looks like our opponent, meanwhile, is rapidly assembling Tron. So do we want to do the Urza Saga plan? That would be our third line of attack. Well, I haven't even talked, maybe it's our second line, I'm not sure. Let's see, let me decide what to do here. Play the Urza Saga land. Would have been nice to have seen Magda. So the last new card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction is Magda, the Hoardmaster, and we're looking to make a bunch of treasure tokens along the way, then turn them into 4/4 flying scorpion dragons with haste. Magda makes a treasure token each time we commit a crime. Bone Crusher Giant happens to let us do that, plus it's one of the better cards. Period. Lightning Bolt does it as well, and Karn, the Great Creator. See what they're going to go for. So we'll hit that new, let's see, I'm thinking about the name of the card that destroys basic land types. Either way, so the treasure token plan with Magda, that's one angle of attack for the treasure token plan. The second angle of attack is Urza Saga. Make a bunch of constructs, they get really big fast because of our treasure tokens. And we swing in for lethal. We have a couple silver bullet pieces, lava spur boots, the new hotness. So I guess that's the third new card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And then of course Shadow Spear to help us gain back life. See if we can't. There's the. So now we are seeing. So the Urza Saga plan it can be disruptive to our Stingerback Terror plan, because right now we would like to. We're gonna just run out this Stingerback Terror. And then cast it next turn, but instead we're on the Urza Saga plan. We're just going to make constructs, and then the idea with that is that we leave our opponent dealing with what we're doing with just 2 lands, and when they're done trying to deal with that, we commit all of this other stuff to the board. Wormcoil Engine, that's pretty good. Can we beat a Wormcoil? I'm not sure. We need 2 bolts to beat a Wormcoil. Or we need to get a construct big enough. Let's see, we want, doesn't really matter, I guess. Shadow Spear, Trample, and Lifelink might be nice to help regain some of the life we're losing. The other problem with Cavern Soul. So we do want to make our land drops because we're losing lands rapidly, right, to these Urza Sagas. So if we don't make our land drop, then we're in big time trouble. Let's equip 2. Never mind. Psych. I totally knew that. So then we'll hold back our constructs to trade with this Worm Coil Engine, assuming that is something that our opponent allows us to do and doesn't just untap with an Ugin. I haven't played Tron in a while in the free zone, so that's kind of interesting. So now we do want to just make land drops from here on out and then run out the rest of our hand after our opponent deals with what we're doing. Of course, they're going to make their own gigantic card struct, and as soon as they draw another Karn or one of their big finishers, we're going to be in big time trouble. Ulamog. Scoop it up. Alright, what can we bring in against Tron? Alright, so the Urza Saga plan is not the most exciting. We didn't get to see any of our treasure token generation, which we do have at the 1 and 2 drop spot to help fuel out big card structs. So maybe we took the wrong line there. Turn 5 Ulamog, I'm not sure what would have mattered what line we took, to be honest. Basically our only sideboard plan is Alpine Moon. So I'm trying not hell to pay a new Outlaws of Thunder Junction card as well, because it does make treasure tokens for excess damage dealt to a creature. It also gives us some way of dealing with the Yawgmoth or Primeval Titan. This is mono red. I may have forgotten to mention that. So I was thinking, okay, we'll roast 2 mana, 5 damage, but then let's just try out this new card, see how well it synergizes with Magda. So I think against Tron, we want the Alpine Moons, obviously, but we also want to be faster. We want more of an aggressive start and specifically in building up treasure tokens and exiling Stingerback Terror. So I think we probably took the wrong line, given that opponent had natural Tron. Alright, so Atsushi the Blazing Sky is another card I love. I've played it in a variety of decks from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Makes treasure tokens when it dies. Bone Crusher Giant really can stop the One Ring from preventing our fun. Fable the Mirror Breaker, a little slow. All of these things are a little slow, to be fair, especially against the turn 3 Tron. Oh well, I haven't dropped a match in a while with my new decks. It's probably my 4th morning playing my 3rd new deck. Alright, so here we have more, and we do have Field of Ruins. I forgot, we main deck Field of Ruins to help against Tron. So Snapkeep, Ragavan into Strike It Rich, Field of Ruin into Urza Saga, Stingerback Terror beats. Let's get this party started, and this is more of what we wanted to see in our mono red treasure Magda Strike It or Stingerback Terror, Terror of the Peaks deck. A lot of synergies in the name there I'm seeing. Stingerback Terror, Terror of the Peaks. So hopefully we'll just nerf. They kept another 7, so Alpine Moon. Yes. Cooking with gas now, folks. Alright, this is going to be a better game for us, even if, I mean, we had the pieces in our main deck in Field of Ruin to slow down Tron that I forgot about. This is my very first match for this game. And I love Field of Ruin. I played it in almost all of my Gruul decks that I have. So we'll save Alpine Moon for now. I think we're going to Strike It Rich. We could just Field of Ruin now and get rid of our treasure plan. No, they'll get another land. We'll wait a turn. We want to see how well these treasures pay off if we draw a Magda. Excuse me. We can also we just want to hold off. Let's just put it that way. And they scoop up the match. Aww, Tron, what happened? Maybe they ran out of time. That's unfortunate, though. Man, look at this hand. It was shaping up. Now, the Urza Saga is the problem, although we would have had treasure tokens. Terror back. So we would have gotten at least 1 Stingerback Terror down. And then we would have... Well, maybe possibly 2, right? If with the treasure tokens, we could have cast both. And then, I don't know. Yeah, you see the way this is shaping up, though. So that would have been a fun match. I was ready for it that time. In game 2. Too bad our opponent scooped. Alright, for CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. That was my first match with the Magda the Hoardmaster Mono Red Dragon deck featuring Stingerback Terror and Terror of the Peaks with our alternative Urza beatdown plan using treasure tokens to pump constructs. So I hope you enjoy that brief gameplay. I'll try to get another match in here. And I'll catch you on the next one.
This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, and this has been another edition of Dragons in Modern. Be sure to go to my site and check out all of my original Magic the Gathering content, where I post articles and video of my janky modern brews in my commander decks. I'm also publishing a couple chapters every month for my science fiction fantasy novel called The Pod Kind. Check me out on YouTube as well. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one.